dedication, patience, and your mindset to work hard. That's all you need. Great. Guys, I would want, if you have any questions, let's go ahead and uh, keep it for after we complete the definition for the cyber attacks and the types of cyber attacks. Okay. Thank you. Okay, ransomware. It is a type of a malicious software that encrypts a victim's files or locks them down and then demands payment in exchange for the decryption key. Simple terms. Let's say you have a house, your house has a door. I went ahead, I removed your lock, I put my lock, and I locked it. And now when you come home, you want to go ahead and get inside your house. But what I demand is, hey, go ahead, pay me up. Then I'll give you the keys. Similarly, what a ransomware is, that's what it does. It gets down into your system. This is again not just you are browsing the internet. It can be on a website. It can be in an email or a link. So the hackers, they're very smart. They know how to get inside someone's device if the person using the device is not careful, is not keeping or paying attention to what he's browsing on the internet. Great. So I hope this is self-explanatory. That ransomware is something that someone, when I say someone here, I'm talking about the attacker, cyber attacker, puts a file or a software inside a device, locks you out, and would demand money. A lot of us would not have important things in our devices, and when they would ask for money, we would simply say, it's all right, I'll throw it in the garbage. The amount of money you're demanding is way lot less than the price of the system that I'm using. However, there are people like me, like you, and others out there who may have valuable information stored in their system. Because if you would see that still there are a lot of people, old school people, who do not believe in computers. They like to keep things offline in form of papers or notebooks, etc. Similarly, there are people who do not like to use the feature that we have now called the cloud. They want to store everything on their system. People can easily go ahead and store everything in cloud. But again, there's no guarantee that cloud is secure, and there is no guarantee that the system is secure. So people having important data on the devices absolutely would pay up if the cost of the things inside the device is more valuable as compared to what the attacker is demanding with respect to a ransomware attack. Coming down to malware, it is a software that is there to harm or exploit your computer system network without the knowledge or consent. So again, let's say you're browsing an internet one day, you're looking for those free movie websites out there. You want to look at some of the movies and you don't want to go to the movie theaters, or you don't want to buy Netflix. Just you hop onto those movie sites, you go ahead and you're browsing movies. You see those annoying pop-ups and adverts. They are one of the major sources of malware attacks. So when you end up clicking, sometimes your device may go ahead and give you a notification that there is something fishy going on, but sometimes you may not be even aware what's going on, and the file gets downloaded into your PC or your computer or your mobile device, etc. And it entirely, the main motive behind a malware attack is just to go ahead and bother you, disturb you, and just your system. And that is what it is. Moving forward to phishing. Phishing, once again, is a type of an attack where an attacker sends you fraudulent email, text, communication tricks to giving away your sensitive information, such as password, credit cards, personal information. Now, let us take an example of phishing. Let's say you use Facebook or Google or PayPal. You have an account out there. And for some of us who are really smart, we would first go ahead and look at the URL before logging in. And again, I'm not saying the ones that do not look at the URL are not smart. I'm just saying that they may not have they may not be having time, or they may be busy. They just want to go ahead and sign in and do whatever they want to do. Okay, guys, looks like my mic went ahead. Okay, great. Okay, Mr. Salmani, I really appreciate that you have a lot of questions, but would really request to go ahead and ask at the end of the session. But let's go ahead and answer this. Which one is the best free antivirus for PC, and it is illegal to use cracked apps? Okay. First of all, Mr. Salmani, every Windows device has uh, a Windows Defender pre-installed. And trust me when I say this, you do not need any external antivirus softwares in your device, because Windows is self-sufficient to protect a device from malware attacks, because it constantly is updated with the list of viruses or malwares, etc., that are out there on the web. So it will always keep you aware what's going on in your system. You always have to make sure that it's up to date. Everything is turned on, virus definitions, the history, everything, A to Z, network security, browser security, everything is turned on. And trust me, you do not need any other antivirus. But still, if you want to go ahead and buy an antivirus, you can go for McAfee, you can go for Quick Heal, you can go for Norton. There are a bunch of different brands. But trust me, I do not want you to spend that extra money. Your Windows Defender within a Windows PC is more than sufficient for you to go ahead and use it. Second question of yours, is it illegal to use cracked apps? Absolutely not. It is not illegal until the company finds out that you're using their apps which have been cracked, or you may have cracked them. Again, not blaming you here, but it is not illegal until it is illegal. So do not go ahead, and first of all, you should stay away from cracked apps, because you would never know. Once again, these are, and thank you, Mr. Salmani, this question of yours, the second part is actually helpful, so the class would understand this. Cracked apps, absolutely, guys, is not at all safe for you, because this is one such application. Cracked apps can be for your phone, can be for your computers. They can easily store ransomware, malware, attacks, different kind of cyber attacks within those files, and you would not even know. You're good, because again, every time I'm sure the person who would have gone ahead and downloaded some of the other cracked apps, always in the description you would have seen that the system will say this file is harmful, allow it. Your system will say do not install, you install. They always will tell you that. And trust me, I'm not saying that all the cracked apps are harmful. Once in a while, everyone would have used it in the past. I may have used it, but again, it is not at all safe. You never know what may be within that app. And trust me, if you don't have an app, now the internet, it has a bunch of free online apps. Let's say you want to edit a photo or a video, or you want to do something out there. There are a bunch of different sites that are offering those. So you don't need an app. But again, I understand there are games, there are different softwares that you would want. I would recommend try saving some money and then go ahead and buy the genuine version. Do not go behind cracked apps. Now, quickly coming on to Mr. Sharma's question, through which cyber attacks bug bounty will come. Mr. Sharma will be coming to this under the cybersecurity course, but still, just to give you a heads up, a bug bounty comes under penetration testing, where you go ahead and you penetrate, as the name says, you penetrate within web apps, servers, etc., try to find out a flaw. So let's say, again, guys, do not take this in the other way. Let's say your body has a wound, and for someone to see where the wound is, they'll have to remove your clothes, and then they'll have to find that. Similarly, with respect to bug bounty, which comes under penetration testing, someone will have to go ahead and search every corner of the app or the website to go ahead and find that. And let's go out to some other question. Kumar, some crack games delete the Windows Defender itself. Sorry, thank you, Mr. Kumar, for going ahead and putting that out. And yes, not necessarily delete it. They would ask you to go ahead and disable it. I'm sure everyone who would have used it, they would have seen that. Please go ahead and disable Windows Defender for the time being while you're installing. After installing, turn it on, because by the time whatever bad had to happen, it had already happened. So great. Now, Mr. Salmani, no one can harm your security if you don't let them. You should accept something to give them access on your things. Mr. Salmani, to some extent, yes, you are correct. But honestly, with the kind of cyber attacks happening nowadays, that cannot happen. If you would go back to the examples I gave you of Facebook, Yahoo, Uber, do you think that they allowed something to happen? No. In some instances, yes, there are ways through which our mistake let these hackers get in, but it does not happen all the time. Okay, Mr. Naeem will be coming down to all the questions one by one at the end of the session because there are others waiting and I do not want to waste anyone's time. So let's quickly go ahead and complete the type of attacks, and then we'll move forward. What you all have been waiting for: cybersecurity. Great. Phishing attack. In simple words, let's say Google, Facebook, Yahoo, whatever account you use. Under phishing attack, they create a dummy, very similar, maybe looking exactly similar to your account. Let's say PayPal, Google, just the login page. You go ahead and you try signing in, thinking that you're signing into your Google account or PayPal account, XYZ account, but instead you go ahead and end up giving them your password and your IDs. One of the examples of phishing. And the only reason that phishing is very similar to take place is because people tend to fail to notice the URL that you see in the very top of your web page that you're visiting, https www.paypal.com. Make sure that whatever accounts that you have online where you are signing in, it always has that HTTPS protocol, not even HTTP. That is hypertext transfer protocol, not secure. Make sure you look for HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol, with an S at the end. Make sure that you verify that it is there on the website. And second thing that you have to verify, or actually it should be the first thing that you should verify, the URL. Is it the same URL that the account that you're trying to log into has always had? Because the companies would not go ahead and change the URL. So make sure that you do that, because even attackers nowadays can easily get the SSL certificate, the HTTPS that I'm talking about. With any hosting provider, you can get that, but make sure that you go ahead and check the URL. So phishing is where they tend to create something very similar. You think that it is what you always have been using, the account, you go ahead and sign in, you end up revealing on your personal details. And when I say personal details, I mean your login ID and your password.